Hey guys, who is ready for the debate tonight? We are all excited. Every Trump supporter, I believe, is excited about tonight and watching. I mean, even though Joe declined a drug test, because that's how they are. They decline drug tests, they decline the truth, they decline sources because they can't. That's all they can do. Like, okay, the tax information. Okay, show us the tax information. And even so, it seems to me like Trump was taking advantage of tax laws that are in place for people that own businesses. I mean, if you don't have a business, you don't acquire debt, right? If you don't have a business, you don't have expenses. If you don't have a business, you don't have liabilities. You don't have all the things that business owners have, and that most of these employees don't understand, such as Joe Biden. But it also makes you wonder, why is it that Joe Biden paid $3 million in taxes? How much is the salary for a senator? How much is the salary for a vice president? How much is the salary for public servants? Because that's really what they are. Trump doesn't even take a salary. Trump donates his salary. So how much was he making as vice president? How much has he made what kind of salary, what kind of income, what kind of reportable income did Creepy Joe have that he's paying $3.7 million in taxes? I mean, that means he must have made, if he paid $3.7 million in taxes, that means he must have made, I want to say $12 million in 1 year. Why? How is this guy making all this money from being vice president? What the hell? Like, how many endorsements could he possibly get? How many book deals? How is this guy making $12 million a year when the president makes, how much does he make? $400,000 a year? The president makes $400,000 a year. And this current president, Donald Trump, is donating, hi Michelle, is donating his salary to, I know this last quarter, he donated it to the research for COVID and other things. So that just goes to show you what I'm watching this video that, oh my God, I really want to go there so bad. I've been to a lot of places in Europe, but there are so many places where I still want to go. I've been to Europe a bunch of times, and I see some of these oh my gosh, some of these landscapes, some of these, oh wow, they're amazing. But anyway, I really want to go to Greece. I know they had a bad situation in Greece for a while, but I really want to go to Greece. I really want to go to Spain. I want to go back to certain parts of France, and definitely go back to some parts of Italy. But anyway, and Scandinavia. I love Scandinavia. I've been to Scandinavia a couple times, and I absolutely love. But anyway, yeah, I love Scandinavia. Sorry, my signal is bad sometimes when they're messing with the electricity. But anyway, 1 second, turn it down. I love this music, and I love the images that they use with this music. Look at it. You can see it off the reflection of my glasses. For sure. In the coming year, I'll be going to Spain for sure. But anyway, we're so excited about the debate. We're super excited about the debate. We can't wait to see President Trump destroy Creepy Joe tonight. I cannot wait to see President Trump destroy Creepy Joe's lies, and not Creepy Joe, but the entire campaign. Remember that that they've got very deceiving people everywhere. I mean, they have come up with the most disgusting stories of our president, and when they can't prove them to be true, when they can't prove their stories to be true, they just start making stuff up. Like, oh, he needs a, you remember when a couple years ago or 3 years ago, they kept going on and on about him needing a psychological evaluation and about, you know, remember the days of where he was a narcissistic, whatever. I mean, they still play on that. But remember for a while when it was like their thing. Because, why? Because they have nothing else. They know they're losing. They know they can't do it without cheating. They know they can't do it without stealing. They know they can't do it without making stuff up. They know they can't do it without lying to the public. They know they can't do it without fake news. They know they can't do it without deceiving the voters, without, you know, trying to dig into like his personal life, trying to dig into anything that they can. And they're desperate. And I can't wait to see tonight the debate. I cannot wait to see the debate because I love the way President Trump faces everything head on, and that's the way it should be. I've always learned to be that way. You face everything head on, and him debating Joe Biden, you know, even with a shot in his ass, like President Trump says, and even declining to take a drug test because you know he's all drugged out. I mean, you can't go from being an absolute freaking senile, I'm sorry, but like that's what he is. You know, he seems like he has Alzheimer's. Person, look at that beach, it's pink. Oh my gosh. To being to appearing to be normal for without any help, you know. Nancy Pelosi always seems like she's drunk or she's chewing on something. She looks like she's. Remember when they used to say that Trump did some sort of cocaine or something before he went on the debates? They're disgusting. I mean, for a while they've been. I mean, and it happens, and I get it. You know, I saw what happened to Brad Parscale a couple of days ago, and it's like, who knows what they did to this guy? Who knows how many lies they made up about him? Who knows what drugs they claimed he used? Like, I mean, they've tried it with me. They've said that I'm a drug addict. They've said that if there's one thing that I'm against is drugs, because I'm about health. I'm about taking care of your skin. That's why I have the skin that I do. I'm about taking care of your hair. That's why I have the hair that I do. I'm about eating healthy. I'm about, you know, living a good quality of life. And it's horrible. It's horrible that they make up these stories. And I love rubbing it in their faces. I love not only proving them wrong, but I love laughing at them. And that's what we all should do. I think that's what President Trump does. I don't think it really affects him, because if he was really affected by it, he would be in a lot more trouble than he is right now. And he's not, you know? I mean, they've attacked him with everything they can. Let me turn it down 1 second. They've attacked him with everything they've got. Like they've used everything. I mean, for all we know, they even unleashed this China virus to try to affect his reelection and try to affect his presidency. They will do whatever it takes. I just got tagged on a post right now. Somebody just tagged me on a post and messaged me about some of these losers. You know, you've got the problem with this is like, when you get out there in the public eye, people start seeing potential. They start seeing opportunity, right? 2 years ago, I went viral in Tijuana at the border, and along came this loser by the name of Oscar L. Blue, who was an absolute socialist, who was completely against the wall, who was completely against Trump. But he saw me going viral, and he was like, hey, this woman is in Tijuana, she's going viral, she's probably gonna, in his mind, in his disgusting criminal mind, right? She's gonna probably start getting money. She's going to get famous, and I want a piece of that. And he used to stalk me at every shelter. Well, not every shelter. It was like a couple shelters, but he used to stalk me at shelters. He used to stalk my videos. He used to have like 4 or 5 people go on my videos and start mentioning his name. And I was like, that's weird. But then when I went looking for him because I wanted to meet this supposed, fellow pro-Trump person, even though he was a Mexican and I knew he was a Mexican, I was like, I want to meet him. And he would hide and he would run and he would run away, right? And it was weird to me. So then he kept going and going and going because what he really wanted is he wanted to collect enough money, $15,000-$20,000, so he could pay a crooked immigration attorney in Tijuana to have a pardon issued, because apparently the man did 4 years in prison for trafficking drugs into America at the Otay Mesa port of entry a few years back. So he got caught, he was arrested, he went to prison, and he was caught, he was arrested, he went to prison, and he had been deported for 10 years, right? He was deported for 10 years with no possibility of ever going back into America legally, right? So again, criminals don't change. They never change, right? They never change. Criminals never change. So in his criminal mind, he was like, you know what? I'm going to start kissing Americans' ass, getting money, and get enough money to pay a crooked attorney, which he would have never been able to do on his own. I mean, he couldn't do it in 10 years, you know. He had to collect, 10, 15, maybe $20,000. They even started a GoFundMe, claiming that they were going to Chiapas. They got $6,300, a trip that was never taken. I have a few messages where he's saying to his mistress, because he's married and he's a prostitute as well. He was saying to one of his clients, his prostitution clients, that he was waiting for the GoFundMe money. He calls it GoFund, but he was waiting for the GoFundMe money so he could pay his phone bill. So committing fraud, basically claiming that he was taking that money, using that money to go to Chiapas. And I have him not only on audio, but I also have messages where he claims that he's waiting for $170 from the GoFund money to pay his phone bill and other bills, but specifically $170 so he could pay his phone bill. So I believe they have to be investigated by the FBI because it doesn't matter if it's $1,000, $6,000, $10,000, $200,000 or $300,000 that you're using, campaign money, or $1.3 million from campaign money. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is that it's fraud. You're using money for something that is not supposed to be used for, And so anyway, so he's had his dedicated older, like mostly older women, like 60s, 70s, 80s or whatever. Not 80s, but like 60s and 70s. Constantly attack me, make up stories about me. I mean, they've made up all kinds of stories. He has some obsessed woman that he uses as his MC, his voice, that has made up all kinds of stories about me, that I'm a voter fraud, that I committed voter fraud when I voted for Trump, that I was homeless for an entire year. The woman claimed that I was homeless. Then I would show my house and she claimed that I was a squatter. And then I would, show the fact that I've been at those houses for, since I was a kid. And she claims that, I stole them from someone. Or then she claimed that I was a human trafficker. Or then she claimed that I was a terrorist. And then she claimed that I committed arson. And then they claimed that I was a prostitute. And then they will come up with anything. I was just tagged on a post now, and it was also sent to me where they claim that my athlete dad, who played who was part of the Olympic team in Mexico, and I actually spent a big part of my childhood at the Comité Olímpico, that's what it's called, where the Olympic teams train in Mexico. I used to spend a lot of time there. I used to even see Russian gymnast, when they came to Mexico to perform, he used to take me to see the Olympic gymnast. I spent probably about 2 to 3 years going to the Comité Olímpico, which is in South Mexico City. And we used to drive in there and watch all the athletes perform. Look at that Buddha. Oh my gosh. Watch all the athletes perform. You know, I used to have my little hockey stick because he has a, it's actually right here. Let me show you. Hold on 1 second. I have it hanging on my wall. 1 second. Hold on. So my dad was an Olympic player. This was his hockey stick right here. It has the Olympic, it's really old, obviously, but it has the Olympic, you know, logo on it. It says, Selección Olímpica, Selección Mexicana de Hockey, Olimpiada, and it was made specially for him. It says, hecho especialmente, made specially, right here. Made specially, hecho especialmente. It's really old, you know, obviously it's really old, but hecho especialmente for my dad. And I used to have a smaller one. I had one with my name on it, but I just got tagged on an article where some of these disgusting bullies that Oscar L. Blue has working for him, even though they don't admit that, you know, that they want his nasty goods, where they're making up all kinds of stories because they're just so jealous that they tried saying, oh, Bianca Gracia said that I was a felon. She told somebody that I was a felon. Bianca, I've never been arrested in my life. You're a liar. You're a disgusting liar. You're a disgusting liar who backs up a pervert who you told me to call the cops on. You told me to call the cops on that guy. You told me he was a danger to me. I have your messages from 2018 where you told me, Paloma, he's gonna hurt you. Call the cops. Do something. Paloma, file a police report. And then when I decide I don't want to work for you anymore, kind of like Jenlo, who just recently walked away from you because you're an absolute criminal and a user and an abuser of people. You like to take advantage of people. Then you attack them. And you started attacking me when I no longer wanted to work for you, and I went famous all on my own. All on my own, because the bottom line is you're an idiot, okay? You can't even carry on, I mean, I don't care if you've been invited to some of these conferences where you fool people like you will be next month in Miami. You fool these people. You know, you use whatever, you name drop, you use that woman in Virginia, you use this one, you use that one, you use the few connections that you have left, because everybody in this movement knows that, everybody in this movement knows that you're a crook, that you're in this for yourself, that you're only in it to make money. Everybody knows that you've had a falling out with everybody that you work with. You screwed over Marco Gutierrez. You screw over everybody that works with you. You stole the name from Marco. He made you vice president and allowed you to recruit others to be directors of your organization. And once you had enough directors on your side, you voted him out because you are that disgusting. When very few people have done as much as Marco Gutierrez has done for the Latino movement in America for Trump. He founded Latinos for Trump, and you stole the name from him. And the same man that you called a criminal, you know, a pervert in New Jersey, you called him a criminal. You said he was going to hurt me. You told me to call the cops on him. I have all your messages. It's funny because you were rejoicing when this man filed fake police reports against me, didn't notify me, and because I didn't show up in court, a warrant was issued, which has now been recalled, and everybody calls him crazy. And now he has criminal charges on him. Now he has criminal charges on him, and they're not even for me yet. So you are just as much as a criminal as he is. You're just as much as a criminal as he is, Bianca, and you're a crook, and you're only in this to make money. And again, as far as these women making up stories about my life, and they think they're gonna get to me with making up stories about my father. You know what? My dad taught me to read and write and multiply and divide and add and subtract by the time I was 4 years old. And he also taught me to be the strong badass that I am. And that's why all of you mob disgusting people, no matter what you do, no matter how much witchcraft you do, no matter how many reports you file, no matter how many restraining orders you file, you still can't take me down no matter what you do. Why? Because he was a winner, and he taught me to be a winner just like him. And his life ultimately is really none of my business, other than the fact that I'm very proud of of the things that he did, such as being an Olympic player right here. As much as it bothers you, and I've carried this with me forever, because I know the type of person that he was. I know the incredible father that he was, and it bothers all of you because I think most of you had all kinds of daddy problems, all kinds of mommy problems, all kinds of addiction problems. I mean, some of you live with drug addicts that beat you. Some of you married men who were 20 something years older than you, like that woman in Bakersfield. How old is your husband? Why do you have to marry a guy who's 20 something years older than you? Like, were you that desperate for a father? Like, seriously? You know, I mean, it's funny because if you think of it, you know, in terms of psychology and theories, what you're saying about me doesn't make any sense. If I had daddy issues, which is probably the last thing that I have, because I had actually two great fathers, I would probably be dating a man who's 20 something years older than me, and I'm not. And I'm far from that. Okay, so so I know most of you guys are stupid, and most of you guys didn't go to school, and most of you guys, the farthest you've gotten is like high school, and you know, maybe a couple courses in college or whatever, the ones that attack me. But guess what? There's a lot for you to learn. I mean, if you're going to talk about psychology, and if you're going to talk about psychological evaluations, and if you're going to talk about psychological theories, you know nothing. You're a bunch of fucking lame ass witches. That's what you are. And it's the truth. You know nothing. I was blessed to have not only one father, two fathers. And one of them taught me to be independent and the badass that I am. That's why no matter what you do, you can't take me down. You can slander me all you want. You can take me to court a million times. You can make up all kinds of stories about me. You can do whatever you want. And you still can't take me down. And you know what? I can't wait to rub it more and more and more in your face the way I've done it over the last, 7 months now. No matter what you do, no matter how many, you know, I have some of you on tape talking about your spells and talking about, you know, wanting to manipulate people through spells and you know, tying man's private parts with spells, and some of you making your predictions, and some of you, you know, claiming you paid money to someone to hurt me. It doesn't seem to be working. It doesn't seem to be working. They make all the hate pages, exactly, Georgette. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to keep rubbing it in your face. And I cannot wait to keep exposing felon criminals like Oscar L. Blue and Anthony. And we should really, really, really call the FBI, guys, on that GoFundMe that they made. Let's call the FBI. Let's get 10, 20 people to call the FBI on them. Let's get an investigator on that Tamales woman that has a nonprofit and uses the money and uses her channel and her organization, the People's Project, to harass and stalk and criminally stalk people and criminally harass people, and uses the money to go out and eat her nasty food that she eats. Like, seriously, you know, that's not what nonprofits are for. They have rules, and they have very strict rules. Very strict rules. You know, the money's supposed to be used for their nonprofit. It's supposed to be used, it's not supposed to be used for you to make 30 shows slandering someone, you know? I mean, what do you got left? Slandering and defaming my dead biological dad, who obviously, it's right here. It doesn't get any more articles, newspaper articles written about him, and pictures posted all over articles, news articles, with his Olympic team, La Selección Mexicana Olímpica, you know, and is that all you've got left? That's not, you know, that's not what your nonprofit is for. Your nonprofit is to help your cause. So it's fraud. And And I know that, you know, a lot of these old hags, especially in Pennsylvania, you know, they sit there, they watch me, they know nothing about me, or in California or in Arizona or in San Diego. And I mean, really, when you're making videos from your kitchen at 60 something years old and trying to be relevant, like it's really, it's so secondhand embarrassing. It really is, you know, I mean, and in any case, I mean, if you still want to do it, but don't do it by attacking other people while neglecting your own family, like seriously, or neglecting yourself, you know, neglecting those that you're supposed to be taking care of, or, you know, some retired woman in Arizona, like neglecting your health, neglecting your scalp, neglecting your hair, neglecting your heart, neglecting your, you know, everything else you've got going on, you know. That's not what making a difference is. And then Oscar and Anthony and all, and you know, all the felons that work for Bianca Gracia from fake Latinos for Trump, which they really should be called out, especially at this conference. They, you know, they really should be called out. I mean, why does Bianca have a deported drug felon on her team? Why is a drug felon, a drug, you know, trafficker, a deported drug trafficker, naming Bianca Gracia as someone who gave him access to the White House even through a call? What the hell? He's a deported drug trafficking felon who is a prostitute in Tijuana, who we have receipts of the money he receives for his prostitution, who is on audio admitting to using GoFundMe money to pay his bills, GoFundMe money that was supposed to go to a trip to show what was going on at the southern border in Mexico. And he works for you, he's part of your team, and his buddy and best friend is your state director for Texas. What the hell? Who are these people? Like, you need to be exposed at this conference. Somebody needs to call you out and make it go viral and expose you. And they should. And I think they're going to. But anyway, people should know who you really are and what you're in this for. And that you don't have a problem recruiting witches. And that you don't have a problem, you know, who want to handle everything with spells. And it's on tape and I have it. And I have dozens of audios of her admitting to her witchcraft. That's why always projecting. Remember how they accused me of witchcraft? Why? Why? Because I have the audios of this woman committing witchcraft or doing witchcraft. Why is it that they called me a felon? Is it because you have 2 felons on your team? Is that why? Is it? Did you call me a felon because you have 2 felons on your team? Is that why? Did you call me, you know, all kinds of things? Did you did you call me a liar because you're a liar? Did you call me a fraud because you're a fraud? I mean, it's all projection. You guys project and project and project and project. And I love calling you out. I love calling you out. And I love rubbing it in your face. I love it. I love doing it. And I love exposing you. And I think you're gonna be exposed at this conference. I have a feeling. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But I think you're gonna be exposed in front of thousands of people finally, because you really need to. You know, it's unfortunate I can't be there. I have a prior engagements that are, you know, that are pretty cool. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there as wish. I mean, I wish I could, and at least do what you guys do and go around, you know, from person to person, exposing you. But what you guys do is lies, and I can't wait to expose Oscar El Blue more and more and more and more for his prostitution, for his theft, for his fraud. For his theft, he stole a computer. I have the audio where the woman is literally saying, "I want my computer back. You stole my computer. You're a con. You're an estafador. You're a con. You're a con. You're a con." So, before you send your little witches out to try to get me and slander me and slander my dead dad. What you should really think about all the things you have done, because you're not going to stop me from exposing you. I'm sorry, you're just not. I don't care how many tamales shows you make with your bullshit. I don't care how many lies you make up. You're not going to stop me from exposing you. You're just not. I'm sorry, you're just not. Especially because you've decided not to leave me alone.
BNN money laundering. You've decided not to leave me alone. You've decided that you wanted to make up all kinds of things about me, and not only that, but make them public, and not only that, but profit from them, and not only that, but stalk me, and not only that, but hire people to hurt me, and not only that, but create groups against me, like the one you created, Fraud at the Border, and you were exposed by Amy and Melinda. So, and not only that, but some of your members are already getting convicted for stalking and harassment. So once, you know, one of you goes down, you're just going to start dropping like flies, como bolos de boliche, like this, one after the other. Not only that, but lying to courts. I've never threatened any of you. I couldn't care less about any of you. You're insignificant. You're non-existent in my life. All of you are all of you are pieces of shit anyway. I mean, come on, the witch in New York and her audios where she's like, "Oh, Paloma, I'm gonna do witchcraft on this one. I'm gonna do witchcraft on this one. I'm gonna pay this witch, blah blah blah." Like, seriously, all the audios right here. Really, felon Oscar, drug trafficking felon Oscar, really woman beating felon, DUI drunk Anthony, really, Bianca with her pack that all she does is collect money for herself and stalk people. We have messages of you stalking me at the White House, Bianca. We have the messages where you're sending them out to people and giving them my location and talking about my private life. Like, I mean, not that I care, not that it's anything to hide, but I'm saying, like, what are you doing talking about my life when you're supposed to be a guest at the White House and so am I? Isn't that against, protocol? Isn't that, I mean, basic etiquette, basic common sense, basic morals? Why are you stalking people while the president is, giving you the honor, because it's an honor for you. You're a nobody. You've done nothing for this movement. Giving you the honor of inviting you to the most powerful place in the world, to the White House. And you're sitting there stalking me and sending messages. And I have the messages. I have the messages. They were sent to me last night. I have your messages where you're sitting there talking about me and stalking me and letting people know about me while you're being invited by the president and his administration. I think his administration needs to see that. And again, at this conference that you're going to be at, again, it's unfortunate that I can't go. I have, pretty important other things to do that week. But I hope you get exposed. I really do. And the conference, or the organizers of the conference, should know who you are and what a crook you are. They really should. They really should know who you are. And as far as Oscar, I mean, it's only going to be a losing battle. No matter how much you threaten me, that you're going to find me and whatever. I have nothing to hide. You could find me all you want. The most I have that I regret is falling into your psychological trap last year and getting caught up with the views and the pages and everything else, and heading over to something that I came up with, which was the Patriot Caravan, because as you all know, I came up with it in November of 2018. Of course, Anthony hijacked it because that's all he is. He's a loser. When in this life we have creators and we have copycats. Well, Anthony is a copycat. I'm a creator. He's a copycat. So he took my concept, Patriot Caravan, and then he sold it over to Jen in Arizona. So I went over to Arizona, and I got caught up in the heat of the moment, over there, probably behaving in a way that I shouldn't have. But in any case, I was protecting America's borders. Maybe I should have done it in a different way. It's not the right way to do it. I never, claimed that I was anything that I wasn't, just a regular citizen with a hat on. Not like Jim Benvey or any of those crooks, but yeah, maybe it didn't look well. But in any case, Anthony has done the same thing, calling them cockroaches, screaming at them, acting like he's some type of authority, telling them, siéntense, get on the ground. You just became baby daddies to all these motherfuckers, and they're a bunch of roaches. Come on. The only problem with you, Anthony, is that you never go public. You never go really viral because you're an idiot. Like, whatever you do is meaningless. So, but yours was a lot worse than mine. Maybe I should make yours go viral as well and send it to my friends at Univision and Telemundo, because they were very interested. In fact, after you made a clown of yourself with Jorge Ramos, unlike me, which was amazing, my interview was amazing. You were just there so they could make a fool out of you. That's why you had your Trump hat on. I didn't. I was just professionally dressed. Telemundo got a hold of that, and or Univision got a hold of that, and they swore to never invite you again, just so you know. Don't forget that I'm friends with a lot of people over there. So anyway, and you were taking your little trip around Miami. You're so pathetic. You probably the best trip you've ever taken in your life. It's so pathetic. But anyway, it can only be a losing battle for people like Oscar, because the more you attack me, the more I'm going to expose you. And to you, it's a business. It really is. It's a business to you. So the problem with you is that the more you get exposed, since it's a business to you, the more you're going to lose. With me, I work, okay? This is not a business to me. I don't make any money from it. So I don't care if you talk all your crap or slander my dead, amazing athlete father, you know, Olympic father. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't lose money from it, you know? And I love rubbing it in your faces. Yeah, my dad was a great father, a great person a great father and a great person who was part of the Mexican Olympic team. And I spent a lot of time at the Comité Olímpico, which is their Olympic park in Mexico City, South Mexico City. You know, watching the athletes, spending a lot of time at the gym for the gymnastics people. I used to play around in the pool where they have like cushions and all kinds of things. And I grew up around a father who made me as strong as I am. That's why no matter what you do, no matter what you say about me, no matter what you make up to courts, no matter how much you slander me, no matter what you say, you can't bring me down if you haven't noticed. And it seems to me that it's you guys that are going down. It's you who are losing. It's you who are losing your lives. It's you who are losing your health. It's you who are losing court cases. It's you who are getting charged with felonies. It's you whose pages are getting canceled. Your cancel pages are getting canceled. It's you who are doing nothing. It's you who are not going anywhere. That's what it seems like to me. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will continue to expose you, not slander you. I'm not slandering you. I'm exposing you. You have to slander me. You have to slander my family. You have to defame me, defame my family with lies. Whatever. I don't have to do that. All I have to do is tell the truth. Anthony, you're a convicted felon, woman beater, who stole $6,300 from the American people last year. And I ask all of you, at least 10, 20 of you, call the FBI and report him. They stole money from a GoFundMe account, and they never took the trip until 6 months later or 7 months later when they asked for money again. And Anthony didn't even go. It was Oscar who went by himself, and the only reason why he went is because I said that I was going to go. 2 days later, he freaked out, and he got up and he took a $100 round-trip ticket to Chiapas, Mexico, because the tickets were really cheap. I looked up the ticket, and it was probably about $112 with taxes. So he got $6,300 for a $112 plane ticket and probably a $30 hotel room because he stayed for one night. That's it. So they pocketed the other like $6,100. And it's fraud. And the more you continue to harass me, and the more you continue to slander me, and the more you continue to defame me and my family and my friends and my name, I will expose you more and more. You can report me to the FBI all you want. I don't care. I don't have anything to hide. You can report me to whoever you want. And Oscar has been violating his visa with DHS, lying to DHS. I mean, we know you're still crossing. You're just not making it public because you're afraid. You should be afraid. You've been lying to DHS, telling them you're a reporter when you're out there touristing with your family in San Diego in front of a boat and asking for money at the same time. How is that reporting? How is a protest where you're protesting the government in El Paso, Texas, how is that reporting? You violated your visa, and I hope it gets revoked again, and I hope you get deported again. Not deported necessarily, because I'm sure you're gonna have to find your way out on your own, unless you get caught working on a tourist visa, which you said you were gonna do, and I have you on audio. You told Alejandra that you were going to pay her back as soon as you, because you borrowed a bunch of money from her because you're disgusting. A man borrowing money from a woman who barely makes any money. She can't even afford to live in America. She's another one that's committing fraud, claiming her ex-husband is still married to her and she lives in Mexico. He lives God knows where, and she's applying for U.S. citizenship. But anyway, you were taking money from her, and I have you on audio saying that you're going to pay her back as soon as you make it back to the United States of America. Why? Why can't you get money in Mexico? What are you gonna do once you get to the United States? Are you gonna work illegally? Because you're on a tourist visa. I hate to break this to you, but you can't work. I mean, you can get paid in Mexico, but I don't think America's Voice is gonna pay you that much. You're an idiot. You don't have anything to contribute. I mean, your private video, the videos that you make of yourself, they get like no views. You only get views when you you write the coattails of America's Voice, who I don't know why has a felon on their team either. 2 felons, 2. It seems to me pretty desperate. No offense to the team, but they're felons. I mean, especially Oscar, drug trafficking felon. Isn't that everything you fight against? Isn't fraud what you fight against? I mean, they got $6,300 for a trip that they never took. Like, that seems like fraud to me. I asked for $1,200. I end up spending like $2,300 so far. I show my work every single day. I take, the people that donate step by step, showing them exactly where the money's going. I mean, anybody who thinks $1,200 could build a little house, that's not possible. There's no way $1,200 could do that. And the only reason why I asked for $1,200 is because it was the amount that I did not have, that I felt that I couldn't afford. I drew up a budget and I said, I have this much, and I need about $1,200 additional. And I asked for them, and people actually donated them to me. And it's going to end up being a lot more than what I thought it was, because I'm still probably about $800 short. Not 800, but probably about $600 short between the condos and the tile and the finishings, and I'll be about $600 short. I mean, each condo is $120, and I need like 3. That's $300 right there, $360. And but anyway, you guys are a bunch of frauds, and the more you attack me, and the more witchcraft you try to do, and the more to this you try to do, and the more the more slander. Oscar's probably threatened mistress now claiming that I have a son. What the hell? I wish I had a son. I wish I had like an old son, or something. I don't know, like 10 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old. Maybe, if I had a son, he could help me like give the dog's baths or something. I don't know. Or, help me walk the dogs or something. Like, these people are disgusting. But what I do know, again, projecting, is that I spent 4 months on the phone with that woman where she was crying about Oscar every day and how much he stole from her and everything else. And apparently she forgot to tell me she has a 20-something-year-old daughter. Oops. So another projection. No, I don't have a son. Hopefully soon, one day, I will get married and have a son or a daughter, or who knows what I will have. Maybe twins, maybe, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe I'll adopt 3 more, 5 more. But for right now, no, I don't have any children. I wish I did. I don't. Once again, projecting a crazy woman who actually has a 20-something-year-old daughter that she hides. Disgusting. And she's one of Oscar L. Blue's prostitution clients. Okay, bye, guys.